Hey, what's up, guys? Coach Jackie here. I'm the head coach here in Saratoga. I've been with Orange Theory for almost 8 years, primarily in the capital region for almost 7. I'm strictly in Saratoga. I've been all over the place, but this is my home spot now.
I'm Coach Lauren. I've been with Orange Theory for about a year. I work in Saratoga and Clifton Park. I've been in the industry for about 15 years, but I'm coming up on my first anniversary here.
Hey, what's up, guys? Coach Jackie, and I am here with my girl, Coach Lauren. It's giving talls and the smalls, all right? And we are going to run you through this rowing workshop. We want to discuss different tempos and how they relate into how we take that training onto our focus when we're training on the weight room floor. But first, most important thing, anytime we come to the boat, we always want to make sure that we have the proper setup. So let's talk about it. We want to think seat, screen, feet, and hands in that order. So seat first. So Coach Lauren's going to make sure that she's right on her sits bones. Yep. Glutes, hammies, all good to go. Now she's going to slide her seat on forward. OT connect. She's going to find her name, locate it. Cool. Now we're going to make sure that we are adjusting the foot plates. So we want to make sure that when she slides both of her feet into the foot plates, that this one giant strap fits along the widest part of her foot. So that's imperative. You want to make sure that you have a very strong, stable base so that you can focus on a big, powerful leg drive, be as securely as positioned as possible in that rower. So next, we're going to position the hands. So she's strapped in, she's connected, she's ready to go. The hands, she wants to make sure are at least the width of her shoulders, okay? So if we have a tendency to narrow our grip, it's going to have a tendency to hike the shoulders upward. We want to make sure that hands are in line with the shoulders. Proper setup is key. Perfect. Thanks, Lo.
So when you're on the rower, you're going to see 3 different focuses on any given day: endurance, strength, and power. When working with endurance, think long durations of effort, so we'll want steady tempos. When we're working with strength, we're thinking heavy and slow. And when you're working with power, we're thinking explosive, dynamic movement patterns. So in a few seconds, we'll dive into what that looks like on the rower. All right, team, so we are in our foot plates, we're locked and loaded, we signed into our OT Connects. Now we need to break down our strokes. There are 4 parts of the stroke. There's the catch, which is basically your starting point. The drive through your legs, where 60% of the power is built. Then we have the finish, with that lean through the core and pulling the handle to the belly button. And then we have the return. All right, so with that catch, we grab those handles about shoulder width apart. We sit up nice and tall. We want to reach as long over the tank as we can get with good posture. From here, I'm going to focus just on my drive for now. So I'm going to drive back hard through my legs. I haven't done anything else. So that's the drive. That's where all the power is coming from. Now I'm going to add that finish. So I drive, lean, and pull the handle just above the belly button before I return to the tank. I need to go legs, core, arms, then arms, core, legs. Once I've got the rhythm, then it's important that I bounce that handle off of my sternum, right above my belly button, and return. The thing that I'm going to change when I want to change the speed of my stroke rate is I'm going to change my return. So I drive back hard always for that single count, and then I slow down my return to drop my stroke rate, or I speed it up to increase my stroke rate.
All right, guys, so we're first going to dive into our endurance training when it comes to the rower. So very typical in relation to how we would train endurance, say, on the weight room floor. We will typically see higher reps. We want to be consistent with our tempo, continual movement. Same style of tempo when training endurance in the boat. So we want to be consistent with our standard tempo, which is 1 powerful leg drive back, 2 on that return. The numbers that we're going to be focusing on are going to be that stroke rate in the lower left-hand corner. Ideally, we want to keep that about 24 to 26. Anything's an endurance day, so think 400 meters plus. We want to focus on that 500-meter split time, looking to keep that consistent as well while maintaining that standard tempo. Again, that's that 1 count back, 2 on that return the entire time. So when we talk about endurance, we focus on the standard tempo. So similar to how you would warm up for class, it's going to be that 1 drive back, recover on that return. So grabbing the handles at the widest part, we drive back. It's that standard tempo, recover, drive, recover, recover, but we want to focus on doing it a little faster. So this is where we start to take a peek at our numbers. The number in the lower left-hand corner where it says strokes per minute, that is your stroke rate. We want to approach that a lot like a speed limit. And when it comes to endurance, we want to keep that typically between 24 and 26. So simply increasing that recover, recover on that return is going to get that stroke rate up. We then take a peek at that 500 meter split time. We just had this for that 500 meter benchmark row. That is the number that it would take to row 500 meters. Pretty typical for the longer distances. So the harder, notice that wattage in the upper right hand corner, the harder you drive with the legs, the lower that split time is going to be.
So when we're talking about strength on the rower, just like on the floor, we're looking at heavy lifting. On the rower, that means a really strong leg drive. So Jackie's going to be driving back extremely hard with a single count and returning slow and controlled. We're thinking 1 count on the way back, returning for 2 to 3. The slower, the better. The highest your stroke rate is going to get is 24. The lower the stroke rate, the better. But your watts are going to be high.
Great. So very similar to how we would train on the weight room floor, think heavy and slow. We're focusing on the strongest leg drive back, and we are in recovery, 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 longer recovery, so that we can generate as much power, get those watts as high as we possibly can, and the lowest stroke rate. So again, grabbing the handles at the widest part, think drive, recover, 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 drive, recover, recover, recover. And with each and every drive back, we're focusing on getting those watts as high as you possibly can, and that stroke rate nice and low. All right, guys, so last but not least, we are going to dive into how we train with power when it comes to the rower. So very similar to how you would train on the weight room floor. You think explosive efforts, maximum intensity. When it comes to the tempo, it's different than endurance. It's different than strength. It's going to be one powerful leg drive back, one on that return. So you're rowing strong, hard, fast for whatever distances you are given that day. Typically it's shorter, I would say probably 250 or less. And we want to think about an explosive, think jump squat when driving back. So you grab the handles at the widest part, and we start with a big, powerful leg drive back, one in that return. We are strong, we are hard, we are fast. So the wattage is going to get as high as you possibly can get it. That stroke rate is up. That split time is low. It is maximum effort and intensity, all gas, no brakes for that shorter distance. So you want to think if you were doing a power day on the weight room floor or an all out on the treadmill, think explosive. So think jump squat, okay? So you're going to row strong, hard, fast, highest wattage, highest stroke rate, lowest split time, all gas, no brakes. Grabbing the handles at the widest part. The tempo is quick. It's violent. Here's how it looks. 1 count back, 1 in that return. Big drive, quick return, highest wattage, highest stroke rate, lowest split time, everything you got with each and every stroke.
So team, no matter what the focus is, endurance, strength, or power, form is top priority. If we're moving so fast that we're really not finishing our stroke or our posture has become really poor, it's time for us to slow down, reset, and hit it with strong posture.
All right, friends, so hopefully you have gained a deeper understanding of our rowing performance and how it relates to how we train on the weight room floor.
If you have any questions, check in with your coaches, and we'll see you in the studio.